cash show. I just wanna see more desto. Hit you throw and I'ma catch those. Mexican, dame pesos. Hit you sauce, I'll replace those. Number save, no name though. We need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board, let them keep a score. Ay, 16 cars in my front yard. Ay, 30 on my wrist, bullet point to God.
Big numbers, big numbers. 100 in the bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Yeah, wrist man, check the wrist man, got him hot. Ay.
Right at the convergence of the Three Rivers on Art Rooney Drive, we welcome you to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This was the scene just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Watch that in. Watch that in. Tight end's right.
Now the young man who was a Pro Bowler as an undrafted rookie, it's Phillip Lindsay. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On 1st down, right back to Lindsay. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Throwing on 2nd and 8, Roethlisberger. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
That's another Steelers first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsay. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was the strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 43. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Pressure comes, he's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Bobby Wagner, the former 2nd-rounder out of Utah State, with a sack. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. On 2nd down, a run with Lindsay. Finds a seam inside the 40, and finally brought down at the 38. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on 2nd and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down.
Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. A gain of 22.
Ready? 180. It's a gain of 22 yards. Two times. That's good for a Steelers.
On 1st down, it's Lindsay. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Steelers first down.
They'll try to run with Lindsay. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Phillip Lindsay. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers take the ball down the field and score on their opening extra point put through by Boswell. And it's now a 7-0 game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. This is Chris Carson, 1,000-yard rusher a year ago. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Here's Carson. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. A gain of 3, second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
From the 41, Wilson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The rushing numbers for Wilson may be down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 25 yards that time. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Check. You know, it's going to be a long... Touch 50.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Wilson now to throw again. Being chased out left. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And it's picked up by the Steelers. He's at the 50. The 30. 20. 10. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. Oh, backbreaker. That'll drive the coach, the offensive coordinator, just crazy. You get it all the way down there in the red zone, can't capitalize. Instead, they go the other way on the fumble return for a touchdown.
How about the aggressiveness of the defense, though? They're not about to just fall on a fumble, are they? Scoop and score is their motto, and they just did it.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This fielded at the 2. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They find themselves down 13-0 here as they try to get things started offensive. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bud Dupree in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson going for Met. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf, an 80-yard touchdown as they are now on the board here in the first half. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because at a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. On first down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now it's Lindsey. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 22 yards there, a first down.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. Great footwork, but still wrangled down before reaching the 20. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Here we go.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Into heavy trap. And I do believe this is going to wind up a safety. It is. It's a safety. How about that for a wacky play? Wow, what a disaster. You talk about a guy making a good play on the interception and then just trying to be too cute on the return.
It almost felt like his own gyroscope really got out of whack, didn't it? Going backwards into your own end zone after such a great play. Totally disoriented and gave up 2 points for his team.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Screen pass to Lindsey. 7 yards there on the first down screen play.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Flush to his right. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And down to the 29-yard line. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down. They go play action now. Roethlisberger rolling to his right. And that'll be incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, his intended target. And that'll bring up second down. Just his second incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because he just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Curtis Samuel, the one he was looking for. And it's third down.
Like five.
To throw again is Roethlisberger. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. 8 yards on the screen there, not enough. And it'll be fourth down. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. It would be a very makeable field goal try from here, but instead they're going to go for it. They're going with Lindsey. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. Well, they deemed it 4 down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the first. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Brad McDougald. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Here's Wilson. Dancing to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Bud Dupree picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go!
At their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
Back to you. Under 10, under 10, 10. Kill. Back. 40.
Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. Ajayi is not going to get there, I don't believe. Indeed, they stop him short. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Let's get it.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
0.
They'll indeed go for it with Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Defensively, a bit of a collapse, allowing the 4th down play to result in 23 yards. On 1st down, Wilson. And it's incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Easy. Check.
Throwing again. Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And they've got the hook up. This is Olsen. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 16.
12. Come on, dude. Mike, check. 59.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys have cut the lead down to 2. Pete Carroll in that familiar hands-on-knees pose. His guys will go for 2 here. Wilson will throw again. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They made the decision to go for 2. They didn't get it. They remained down by 2 points. Should they have kicked it there?
3rd quarter, I'm okay with it. Maybe 1st or 2nd, you don't. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, again, I keep coming back to I don't like to chase a lot of points.
Yeah.
But I also don't know what kicking an extra point being down 1 does for me.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Now Roethlisberger to throw. And yes, complete to the tight end McDonald. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Play action. Now Roethlisberger. To the right side to Eric Ebron. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Now it's Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Now Wilson on first down. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And it looks like Steeler football. It is.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
At the Seahawks 2-yard line.
Hey, we got 4.
They'll look to run with Connor. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
Stop short of the goal line.
2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action.
And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Conner, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Steelers capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Boswell good with the extra point, and that makes this a 9-point game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken in at the 1. Then he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now Wilson. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
Hey, 0, 0, 0. Check 9. Okay.
From the shotgun, Wilson. And he's got a first down and then some at midfield. And finally marked down at the 42-yard line. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. Here's Wilson. This complete to Lockett. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. It's caught. Lockett. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 12-yard line.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. And is it a touchdown? No signal. No, they say incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure you're careful.
This is caught inside the 15. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Curtis Samuel, his second touchdown on the season. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. And now Big Ben will lead the Steelers up to go for 2.
Jack 16. What is that?
Hey, switch gears, switch gears.
6-6. Pull it high.
Lindsey going to try and run it in. And he is not going to get in there. He stopped short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you know,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Stephon Tuitt able to shake free and get home for the sack. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Now the second down throw on target. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
Now it's Wilson. He finds Dorsett. It's complete. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 15, first down Seahawks. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
50. I'm coming after you.
They'll start on the ground with Lindsey. And he'll take this one up to about the 13. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Good gain there on first down. It keeps them in a running situation, probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. They'll run on first down. Lindsey. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. On second down now, it's Lindsey. And he's got this down to the 35. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Steelers, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the San Francisco 49ers. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.